So people like you are the reason I was afraid to go to school as a child.
Mystique is a whole different ball of wax. Mystique is a very elaborate process. She's wearing 17 very large prosthetics and about between 50 and 60 small little prosthetics. I've developed a new prosthetic that we're testing more or less on this picture, where we essentially don't need to glue the prosthetic down aside from its very edges. It sticks by itself. So the process of putting his prosthetics on and getting them painted up and stuff like that, we can do to 15 and 20 minutes. They're pre-colored, and all the eyebrows and things like that are pre-punched into it, and they self-stick, so it's pretty straightforward.
I had to sit through 7 to 8 hours, excruciating hours of makeup every day. So, well, not every day. I was in and out of Toronto for the 4-month period that they were shooting the film, but it was really hard. My call times would be 1 to 3 a.m. for the most part.
I have a hydraulic table, one of those things that a doctor would have, sort of a thing. And she does most of the makeup, most of the application of the prosthetics and stuff like that are done on that table. I have a crew of girls that look after that.
It was 4 women who worked on me, and the 30. It was like 2/3 of my body covered in prosthetics, and then the rest prosthetic scales, like sheets of prosthetics, and then over 100 prosthetics in all.
The prosthetics are all translucent and already have the color built into them, so that we put them down over top of her own skin.
They're very thin, and they move really well. I mean, they're so stretchy. But I don't feel naked once I have them all on, even though I guess I look fairly naked. And for a while, you know, because it's kind of cold outside right now, for a while I thought they'd keep me warm, but they don't. It's kind of like wearing wet clothes when I have them on. They kind of make me colder.
Is it itchy or uncomfortable?
No, I mean, it seals off my skin, but it's not uncomfortable at all. It's actually very, very comfortable.
And then the color that we mix to airbrush then matches that relationship, the marriage between the translucent blue prosthetic and her own skin, and then we marry that into the paint.
And then the rest was all airbrushed blue paint, which made me really sick to my stomach.
We started the logic by designing her, by coloring her with food coloring, because we were not aware of any paint that would be believable enough that it didn't just look like somebody had been airbrushed. Because we're shooting with the kind of film we're shooting with and stuff like that, any kind of a particle is very, very visible on film. So the illusion was that her skin was blue, not that she was painted blue. So when we started with the food coloring, our first thing was to try and find a way to get the food coloring off, because the word food coloring in my business is an absolute and utter no-no. But we did find product that would allow us to get that food coloring completely off her entire body within an hour after we started, which was quite something, because normally food coloring's on you for about a week. But we flipped over to that due to the sensitivity of her profession, being a model and stuff like that. And we found a much more tolerable airbrush paint that paints very, very well. And because of the sweating, and that there was a time when there was going to be raining and stuff like that, so we had to find something that also was not going to move with water. So this is an alcohol-based paint. It's still a bugger to paint her whole body, in the sense that you fill an whole environment full of paint as you're airbrushing. So you have to go at it slow and easy, so you don't die of paint fumes.
And it actually wasn't the makeup application process that got to me after a while. It was the maintenance of it that was so horrible, because the pieces would shift and I'd get little halos of skin around the edges of my prosthetics, and so they were constantly re-airbrushing, you know, repainting my body, and so the maintenance really killed me. And plus I had to wear a wig and 2 pairs of contact lenses.
Vibrant yellow eyes with little brown spots in them. Again, very large scleral lenses. So she wears a bandage lens, we call, over her pupil and iris, which acts as like a cushion between her own eyes and the scleral lens. These are soft lenses, not hard lenses. So it makes it a little easier for her to deal with. And it is a very, very small opening for her to see, so her vision is minimal, to be kind about it.
It was the most mind-numbing process you could ever imagine. And I maintain that nobody without modeling experience could have handled it. I still have blue pores.